So over the weekend, a very shocking picture popped up in a closed Facebook group, which was very quickly reposted to the Pokemon TCG subreddit. Apparently and allegedly, a factory employee had stolen all of these cards off of the production line and then attempted to sell them all at once to a local Texas card shop. Everything you see here are hits from the set Fusion Strike, which has notoriously low pull rates. Now, I'll get into the details of what's on the table a little bit later in the video, but by my very conservative estimations with the current market value, there is well over $550,000 worth of cards on that table. Now, when this photo first dropped, I did have my doubts, but I also spend enough time in these TCG communities to know that it wasn't impossible. And also there's been a lot of proof slowly trickling in over the last year that does back it up. I do still have a lot of questions, like how did they get this volume out of the factory and why would they possibly dump all of them at once in one shop? There's still so many factors to consider, but I do fully 100% believe this is real. The first thing to consider is the fact that Fusion Strike had what people were calling God boxes. Now, these don't officially exist. In Japanese boxes, you are guaranteed a certain amount of secret rare cards per booster box and per case, but there's no guaranteed hit rate in English products. Like, you can open an entire case of English booster boxes without getting a single alt art. But just on the TCG subreddit alone, there were so many posts proving that boxes were completely broken. For reference, with every set, TCG Player publishes their rough calculations for pull rates, and for Fusion Strike they had it sitting at 1 in 2100 for Mew, 1 in 1400 for Espeon, and 1 in 1000 for Gengar and Inteleon. To compare that to another set and show how absolutely crazy that is, after Fusion Strike came the set Brilliant Stars, which had a much more reasonable 1 in 500 pull rate for the alt arts. Over the last year, there's been well over a dozen posts proving that these God boxes are out there, even if they got downvoted to hell and called absolute liars. We've got people who are pulling 8 rainbows and 5 alt arts, another pulling 18 rainbows and 7 alts across 2 boxes. That is insane. Look at these pulls. Now, again, there is no proof of pull rates, but getting more than 1 alt art is a huge fluke. It's basically impossible for somebody to get 2 of the same alt art, let alone doubles or even triples of multiple alts in the same box. And really the true nail on the coffin is the fact that all of the doubled cards in these boxes are the same ones appearing on this table here. There's no doubles of the Celebi alt art or the Genesect alt art. It is all doubles of Gengar, doubles of Espeon, doubles of Rainbow Trainers like Schoolboy and the Trio and LS's Sparkle. All of the ones stolen are the same ones in the God boxes that were all screwed up. There's also been people claiming that, oh, maybe they're just fake cards they tried to unload, but I pay a lot of attention to the fake market to help people in the Is My Pokemon Card Fake subreddit, and there are absolutely no fakes of rainbows that have the signature fingerprint texture. They just flat out don't exist. There are textured fakes of like mega hits like Moonbryon out there, but there are no fakes that can replicate that unique texture on cards like LS's Sparkle that you see here. And then there's the whole, what if it was just someone who had a fuckload of money to blow and they ended up with cases upon cases of God boxes? Well, not only are there not that many of these God boxes out there, but while I was in the process of making this video, the card shop in question, Trading Card World, actually made a statement and confirmed it happened. Now, the Facebook group that this was originally posted in is private and understandably not easy to get into right now because of all the hoopla, but it was reshared on the TCG subreddit, so here is the statement. Many of you have recently heard a story involving stolen Fusion Strike hits and Trading Card World. Although the release of this information is unfortunate, the truth of the subject is as follows. TCW was approached by an individual inquiring if we were interested in purchasing hits from his sets. TCW reviewed pics from the seller and advised that they were either fake or stolen. Realizing the amount of packs that it would have required to obtain this quantity of hits, it seemed clear that one or the other was true. The seller explained his connection to the source, fucking idiot, and TCW immediately contacted Pokemon Company through proper channels. The information was sent up the corporate ladder given the seriousness of the situation, and a high-ranking Pokemon official contacted TCW. Pokemon Company and TCW worked together to successfully retrieve and return the cards. I guess they sting operation, who knows. Pokemon Company acknowledged Trading Card World for their critical contribution to the recovery of these stolen items. It was the largest return of stolen property to date. Trading Card World was asked to keep this information confidential while an active investigation was underway. With respect to that request, Trading Card World has kept the story and their important involvement out of the spotlight. I hope you can all appreciate the sensational aspect of the story and help keep the facts straight while publicity seekers look to gain attention with misleading information. Now let's get back to this table and calculate just how fucked everybody got with this. Now those white boxes you see there are the height of a card on its side, right? Which I physically counted out to be about 200 cards high. See that? See that? Math. That's math. Hand-counted math. The little part of the Espeon stack appears to be the height of the box, and I'm going to be conservative and say that these stacks here are about 3 times as high as the 200 stack. With that in mind, here are my calculations. About 1,400 Espeons, 1,200 Mews, 1,800 Inteleons, and 1,400 Gengars. And again, just to be conservative and not over-sensationalize it, I'm going to be rounding down and give a conservative estimate of around $500,000 in alt arts. Moving on to the rainbows, these are scattered everywhere and all in different height stacks and stuff, so I'm going to be ignoring these ones over here and lowballing all of the stack numbers and averaging out each card to about $5 each. I'm also not going to read this giant list here like I did the alt arts, but here's the numbers I figured out. And again, rounding down brings us to about $40,000 in rainbows. The cardboard boxes hold like 800-ish cards, so again, assuming they're all rainbows and averaging to $5 per card, we're looking at another $12,000 in the white boxes. That brings us to a good $555,000 on this table, at least. Again, I am rounding down, I am being conservative, at least $550,000 staring at us right now. Now, with all of this proof in mind, there are still some unanswered questions. It's crazy to think that there was someone able to get away with this many cards, and while there's been entire sheets that have accidentally found their way out of factories before, these were all properly cut, which means the interference happened in the final steps. How'd they manage to get this many accumulated without someone narking on them? And the even bigger question is, why did they bring them into such a large, reputable card shop all at once? Like, is anybody really that stupid? I mean, according to the card shop statement, the person was open about their ties to the production facility. Why would they do that? Why would they be honest? I can kind of understand why they didn't want to unload them online. Like, that's a lot of work with shipping and all of that, but Texas is a big state with lots of local card shops. Why not just try to bring in, say, 50 at a time and say you're a big spender who is in need of cash now because of the economy or whatever? I don't know. I don't understand that part, but at the same time, I am kind of leaning towards the fact that there could be someone out there who really is that stupid and couldn't keep their mouth shut. This also isn't the first time that open factory theft has happened. Like I mentioned earlier, entire sheets have just walked out of factories before, as well as 15,000 copies of the Gold Star cats. Yes, cats, not dogs. Read 'em and weep. Fuck you, fight me. And that Gold Star theft still has effects on the market to this day. As soon as that guy posted bragging about how many he had on hand and that he was trying to sell them, the prices tanked and they just never recovered, because why would they when there's one guy out there trying to offload all of them? And then there's this picture from 2021, also believed to be stolen from the factory. Now, with this one, nobody really knows what happened or how this photo came to be. It's kind of just one of those, my friend of a friend sent me this photo and swears that they were from the factory. Who knows? Unlike this Fusion Strike situation, there hasn't been any, statement from anyone involved. It's just rumors. And, I mean, the second big unanswered question is, what now? Will they be destroyed? Will they be put back into circulation and a new Fusion Strike print run coming? Personally, I just think they'll destroy them and leave all of this hush-hush. They have nothing to lose by making these cards disappear and pretending it didn't happen, and a lot to lose if they're open about it and they have that consumer trust loss. Although I think that loss is already starting to happen. I mean, this photo is spreading like wildfire across social media. There's millions of views on TikToks and Twitter posts, even people spreading it around Japanese Twitter. It's absolutely crazy. So I mean, if this video magically disappears and you never hear from me again, assume the Poke FBI got me. It was nice knowing ya.